Who the hell made these shiny ass character sheets?
Welcome to the new century, my friend. That is actually how character sheets are supposed to look on Roll20 now, but D&D is always going to be like behind the times, you know, so...
Really? This is what D&D has to look forward to?
Active, interactive, three-dimensional, yep.
It just looks so awful computery.
Well, I mean, it's themed that way for this game, but in terms of like functionality, like you see, like there's things moving on the sheet and it responds when you move your mouse around, that kind of thing.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I do see that. Yeah.
All right. So how this game normally starts is you would have your characters. We'd kind of go over like a basic idea of what a character is, what you chose, what they can do, that kind of thing, which we will not do for time. So I just kind of hope that you guys threw something together workable. The next section is that we declare our corporations. So 1, 2, 3 of you, so that's 3 corporations. I don't think we need to do that because that won't come into play in a one-shot. I don't think you guys can run up a corporate clock. Let me rephrase that. It's because it's you guys, you probably can, but I'm gonna take the chance that you won't run up a corporate clock to midnight in a one-shot.
Are you suggesting that we're violent and disruptive?
I am remembering that you are violent and disruptive. So we'll ignore the corporate clocks. So that's another section dealt with. And the last thing is links, which I think I'll just gonna let each of you have 2 links on each other, maybe. Yeah, let's just do that. So the links come into play when you try to assist someone. So there's a rule for that, and we'll get to that if it comes up. So how this normally starts is that you guys are all operatives. You are all really skilled at what you do. Ben is not just a driver; he's pretty good at it. Pretty good infiltrator, pretty good so on. So you guys have a level of proficiency in what you do, and you do these kind of jobs all the time. So from time to time, jobs will come in, and depending on the job, and depending on the nature of the job, that's how you all would come together. Because, like, let's say one of you gets a job to do a certain thing. Depending on what skills that job requires, that person will then call the other 2. So it's kind of like Mission Impossible, where they call in different operatives with different skills for different missions. It's kind of like that, although really and truly this story will center on the party, which is you 3 right now. So we'll start with basic idea. Give me a basic idea, like what you guys would be doing on any given day, like on a day off.
I think I would probably be training in something.
Nice.
I don't really know what I would be training. Maybe my shooting or disguise kit ability. Shit like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Like maybe you have like some kind of theater thing you go to, or an improv group or something.
Yeah, or I just stand in the mirror for hours at a time putting on fake noses and mustaches.
You talking to me?
yeah, that kind of crazy shit.
Awesome. Alright, and Onyx, what would you or guy be up to on a day off?
I am getting kicked out of a bar.
Sweet. So, okay, hold on to that because we'll describe that in a second because that sounds really interesting. Ben, what would your guy be up to?
Well, Dahi is an armored cargo driver, and I get a feeling that he would be big in the smuggler's ring. So
That
he'd probably
sounds
be
good.
doing smuggling or decoy gigs.
That sounds pretty good, actually. I like that. All right, so let's look at Onyx. So Onyx, how did you get to that point of being thrown out of the bar?
Okay. I'm in a bar. There's a couple of jerks going back in the back. They're playing pool. They're drinking. I've been drinking a little bit too. So on my way back, I wanted to check to see if one of these guys is on the wanted list.
Yeah.
He is, but he's a small fry. So while I'm walking backwards, I kind of bump into the one guy. He misses his shot and costs him like $20. So he turns around, looks at me, and asks for the $20. I say, hey pal, listen, my fault. I got $20 and you were gonna miss anyway. The guy gets pissed at me and he says, how about I challenge you to a game? And I say, how about I challenge you to stick that pool cue exactly where it belongs?
Nice.
Guy swings at me. His friends hold on to me. They toss me over the bar. I break a whole bunch of bottles. I never take a swing. And then the bouncer kind of is tossing me out of my ass. He says, why don't you knock that clown out? And I say to the bouncer, like, guy's only worth about $500. I'll come back when he's worth a G.
Nice. All right. So the bouncer is someone who knows you, like kind of familiar with you and what you do, that kind of thing, and he just says, "God damn it, man! Look, if you're looking for something that's worth a little bit more, there's word going around that there's a guy who's looking for some skilled workers, if you know what I mean."
Oh yeah? Well, if the guy's paying, I guess I'm staying. All right. Walk back with me. You can buy me an next drink.
He says, "Yeah, I'll buy an extra drink, but tell you what, I'll arrange the meet. It's the guy wants to meet down at Ma Chang's restaurant tomorrow. He says it's a pretty quick job. Should be just like 3 of you guys should get it done."
Ma Chang's. God damn it. That means I'm gonna have to wear my pair of shoes with shoelaces. Fucking hell, man. You bring me the worst jobs. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later too, man. Sleep it off. Alright, so Mike gets a heads up on the job. You know exactly what time
Go
you
out on
have
my
to be
bike
there.
and find my pair of shoes,
Yeah.
proper shoelaces on them, look through the floor, figure out which pair of underwear I didn't wear twice, throw them on,
Yeah.
and then pick a shirt with the least amount of stains on it.
Yeah. So you know exactly where it is, what time it is. Do you let the other guys know that there's a job in the wind, or would
I think
go
you
and
should
check
be
it out
checking
first?
for the underwear with the least amount of stains on it.
There are an equal amount of stains.
Alright, but so do you go to check out this restaurant? You know when it is? It'll probably be like next morning around 10. Do you go to check out the restaurant on your own, or do you let the guys know that there's a job in the wind?
Oh, okay, I didn't realize I knew these two. I thought we might all kind of stumble on it together.
You guys would
like-
know each other professionally, so it's like you guys have worked with each other before. So
Okay, cool. So this is what happens then. I come home, I wake up, and there's a boot on my motorcycle, so I can't grab the thing. And I
yeah.
say, oh shit, guess there goes some chances of doing this 2 ways. Then I go ahead and I dial up, I dial up Driscoll. And I'm going to try my best to convince him that I called him because I thought he was right for the job and not because I don't have my own set of wheels.
nice.
Come on, Driss, answer the damn phone.
Alright, so he's gonna pick up and he's just immediately gonna be like, the fuck are you calling me for?
I like the idea that Driscoll is in the middle of gunfire or something while this is happening.
Yo, Driz, it's Pipes. What are you doing, man?
I'm driving. What do you think I'm doing?
But are you driving for money? Because I have an opportunity for you.
Well, now you sounds like a salesman, jackass.
What? I'm gonna make a Johnson to you. I'm not selling you on anything. All I'm offering you is an opportunity. Look, word on the street is there's this guy who has a need, needs a couple of us to do a job, and you were the first one I thought of.
Really?
Yeah, really. Why don't you just go ahead, swing down my place, pick me up, and we can go down to this, that one fancy Chinese place downtown. We'll go down there and we'll grab up. Mike, what's your character's name?
Mike.
Oh. Okay. I guess, I don't know. We'll go see what Mikey's doing. Last I remember, he might have an in with him. We might not even have to pay for dinner. So, when are you picking me up?
I'm already outside.
Sweet.
I've been out here for 2 hours.
So yeah, I just walk past. I try to cover up with a little tarp that my bike is booted and I can't drive it. I don't know if I do a good job of fooling Brisker. I doubt it. So I'm wearing my cleanest shirt, cleanest shoes, and I'll hop up and I try to offer Briscoe a high five.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Oh shit! Oh, hot shit driver.
At which point I just go and rub my head on the back of my head and act like that was never my intent. Alright, man. So, you know where Mikey's at?
I could call him. I figured you would.
Remember when we did that one job where we were supposed to go and find, those pleasure bots? Well, I kind of sort of set him up with the sumo wrestler pleasure bot program, and he's not taking my calls right now.
Just gonna let that awkward silence hang for a minute. And then I'll try to dial Mike.
What? I mean, you didn't have to do with a sumo bot.
It rings once, and as soon as the ring ends, I pick up. Yep.
I got the wheels in the job. You in?
Yep.
Where you at?
Home.
All right, Pipes, get in.
All right.
Awesome.
Hey, did you tell him I was here?
I'm sure he heard. I'll put you on speakerphone.
Hey, Mikey, how's it, how are things?
How long? Till you get here?
Probably like 5 minutes.
See ya.
And then we'll hang up.
Just hang up the phone.
Jeez, you guys are
Oh,
good.
that went well.
About as well as I expected.
So my character's kind of a guy who doesn't say much, and he short words like that. He's not a very talkative conversation kind of guy.
Yeah, nice.
I'm kind of thinking in my head I've got Kevin Pollak from The Usual Suspects. You know, like the guy with the hat and the kind of longer coat. Or maybe I'm thinking Steven, whatever his name is.
No, you're thinking more Gabriel Byrne. He talked less than them. Kevin Pollak was the one who joked a lot.
I was thinking looks. That way, I was thinking looks.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But anyway, yeah, it's just like I've got one of those toques, short toques, and like a longer beige coat. Pretty. I kind of blend in with the crowd. That's kind of my whole thing, is I blend in.
Yeah, that's good.
For our non-Canadian friends, a toque is a kind of winter hat, often put over the head, sometimes put over even goalie helmets.
Sometimes it goes over. Sometimes it goes over your ears, but I'm gonna roll it up to above my ears.
I thought he said toque like as in a toupee.
No, T-O-O-K, I believe.
T-O-U or T-O-Q-U-E.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I did not know that. I remember the first time somebody said toque, I was like, you mean a winter hat? No, it's a toque. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna leave that alone.
Well, I learned something there. All right, so we'll you guys get together and we can go straight to the restaurant. So yeah, you guys get into the restaurant. I assume everybody goes in. And it's a pretty kind of fancy style of restaurant, but you can see that it was fancy 10 years ago, and the place has kind of aged a bit. So the style is very stylish, but the drapes are old. The tablecloths have a few stains in them, that kind of thing. It's quiet, not a lot of customers, which is why a lot of people tend to use this place to make under the table deals, because it's not busy. So you get in there and there's this guy who's at a table near the back, and he's been informed by your bouncer friend to expect you. So he knows that you guys are coming, and this guy, he's you can see he's had some work done. His eyes are silver because it's not his original eyes, it's vat grown eyes. He has one arm is a cyber arm. It's a pretty high-tech model. He looks like he has some money. Wearing a suit, again, doesn't look like the suit comes from the slums. So it looks like this guy might be, if not corporate, he might be connected to corporate. So it looks like there's going to be some money in this job for you guys. So you guys spot him across the restaurant. You guys go across and sit down, or...
I am going to slyly dip my hand into the fish tank and slip back my hair.
Nice. Yeah. And of course the fish are robotic, because in the Sprawl it's like a dystopia. There's no, like, they don't have burgers. They have any kind of meat is grown in a vat in a lab somewhere. So like, of course it's not fish. It's like animatronic fish, but it's really well done. They kind of move like fish, but you can tell that they're robots doing their thing. The plants are plastic.
Are you smoking in this restaurant?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So
like, this is the world of Blade Runner, basically. It's like people don't really care about much like that kind of thing. The law has less and less power. Corporations have more and more power. Corporations have more power than politicians. Corporations own politicians, and politics aren't really a thing anymore. It's more about commerce.
okay.
And let me guess, Procter & Gamble just happens to sell replacement robo-lumps, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can get pretty much anything replaced.
I just mentioned Procter & Gamble specifically because they make the cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Do Ben and I know who the contact is, or just Mike?
Mike, Piper would recognize him, because the bouncer would have said, well, silver eyes, cyber arm in your restaurant. He'll be looking out for you.
Right.
You guys probably would, I don't know if Piper would have passed that on to you, but this is not somebody that you guys know beforehand. It's just a guy.
Right. So Piper doesn't even know.
Nah, I think that's our man back there. Rudy stick with the silver eyes.
Yeah, so he does notice you guys, and you can see him. He looks at Piper for like a half a beat, and then motions you over because like his AR, he's already like checked your appearance against what the bodyguard said you were gonna be on the display he sees. So he pretty much knows that it's you, and he waves you guys over.
All right, which one of us doing the talking? You, Mikey?
No.
God damn it, Mikey. You trying to get you to do the talking, get you to open up. Is this about that sumo thing?
I'm just gonna walk up to the client.
I follow. I just kind of sit down and I take out a cigar.
When you guys get there, he was like in the process of ordering. So he has the menu, and you know like how some places have the menu laminated. It's a sheet of paper laminated in the plastic. So it looks like that, but of course it's touch sensitive. So like he taps a few things on the menu, so the kitchen knows well that's what he wants. And he kind of tosses it on the table in case you guys want to order anything as well. And he says, "Good morning. We have some important business to discuss. I was told that you guys were pretty proficient in getting things done."
I'm listening.
There is an individual that we want access to, or rather that we want you to gain access to for someone else. Are you all familiar with I have to come up with a corporation name now. Are you familiar with the Solaris Engine Tower down on 54th Street and Broadway?
I've heard of them.
Yeah. I've done a job or two involving that tower.
Excellent. So you all will be familiar with the Discar railways and the vertical pathways that lead from the upper floors. So what he's talking about is, you know how a highway is horizontal and you have like 4 lanes on it? In the Sprawl, for upper levels, for where the rich people are, that's where the vice presidents and that level, there is a highway that is vertical. So it's like a ribbon strung between buildings going across the city in a network. And on that highway, things called discars, DISCARS, a disc car. So people can travel from one building to another without having to go down to street level and walk amongst the poor people. So it's pretty high tech, and it's pretty exclusive. Like, this is a company thing. It's not really open to the public at all. So he says there's a particular person who acts as a data courier for Solaris Engine. And we want you to gain access to this person. We want you to get one of our specialists up close and personal to him, because she has her job that she will have to be doing as well. So basically this is an escort mission.
Alright. How conscious is our target?
He does need to be disabled. Now, what he does is, on a set schedule, he leaves his apartment on 37th and Broadway, takes the disc car, and goes to the Solaris Engine building on 57th and Broadway. He then is uploaded with all the updates for their database, and then couriers that back to 37th where there is an offline data storage in case of disaster, so that data continuity can be kept. We want to get our operative in contact with that courier so that she can add our own little addition to Solaris Engine data backups.
Alright, so it's a party crash. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You got a name for us so we can start doing some research, see what type of security he has? Anything else we might want to know?
Alright, so we can do the rule to get the job. So I copied and pasted it in Discord for you, so you'll see that's the role you do there. And Mike's Piper, since you were doing most of the talking, you can probably do the role, but any one of you can. And depending on how this role comes out, that will determine like if you get extra things to help you along with the job, including additional intel or additional gear or that kind of thing.
Alright, I have a 2 on Edge. I don't know if anybody else matches that.
I don't. I've got a 1.
2 is usually
I
good.
match, but I'm not better.
Alright. I was actually trying not to talk that much, but I guess it's just the way I am. 'Cause I got no style.
You're a merc with a mouth.
Alright, so it says forward, so that forward is 0, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Alright, you did really well. So that's 7 and 2, that's a 9. So on a 7 to 9, you get to choose one of those things there. Now, before you choose, let me tell you basically what some of those options mean. Now, he will give you the guy's name. You wouldn't have to roll for that. His name is Takashi. Where's my pen? Takashi Homamura. Which I hope one of you remember. It's Mr. Takashi. So you know that their surnames come first and their first names come after. Right, so that's the guy's name, Takashi Homamura. You know where he is, you know what floor he's on. You don't know the Discar schedule. That's one of the things you'll have to find out on your own or when you're planning the mission. So we'll get to that in a second. But you do get to choose some options here from this rule. Now, the first one, Intel. When you see Intel in brackets like that, that means that you get 1 Intel. And what 1 Intel is, think of it as, you know, like in D&D how you have sorcery points? It's kind of like that, but for Intel. So like you can spend an Intel and say, well, this means that I got information on the layout of the ductwork, or I got information on the schedule for the discard, or you got some bit of information that will allow you to do something else. That's what Intel is. So it's like information credit, basically. Gear is the same thing, but for tools. It would be like a grappling hook, or maybe like a small gun or something. Not exactly meta knowledge, because in a sense it'll be something that you can realistically get in the game, that the character can realistically get, but it's a shorthand way of saying that he got this previously because he was prepared for the situation. So gear is a hardware credit basically. So it's like for tools or for small weapons. Usually anything that costs between 1 or 2 credits. You can spend a gear to say, well, okay, you have that. If you choose the job pays well, then the job will pay 3 times what the investment is. If you don't choose the job pays well, then it will pay 2 times what the investment is. The meeting does not attract attention. If you choose that, then this meeting is done in secrecy and nobody notices. So nobody is suspicious of you guys when you start acting later on. The employer is identifiable. That may or may not be useful to you depending. Usually it's not something that you need, but if the job goes badly, you may want to know who the employer is to know who you're holding responsible. So that's like a basic idea of what the options are.
Sounds good. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the job pays well, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an excellent choice. So he does give
Especially
you guys
since one of my powers is literally an eye for detail for gathering information.
exactly. So each of you will have different things that make you really useful in like the legwork phase or the mission phase. So legwork is getting that kind of information because before you go into this mission, you will begin to do some prep work, but we'll get to that in a second. So he gives you the name, gives you this, and he says, well, the Solaris engine updates usually on a 24-hour basis. So he is doing a run today, but he's also doing a run tomorrow. You have up until tomorrow's run to complete this, because on the following day, it's Friday, and that's when they run data integrity checks back at the offsite backup. So we need to get this done by tomorrow so that our addition to your data is incorporated when they do that check.
So if I'm hearing you, boy, I'm hearing you right. So you're saying that we got about 24 hours to get our information, turn it around, get your guy, get your lady in, and come back with your information so you got to go and deliver your package.
He says it's a bit simpler than that, and he snaps his fingers and he waves someone in from his side, and a bodyguard comes out from a side door, a back door. Like they have back rooms where you can reserve a special room if you're having a party or something, rather than eating out in the open. So from one of these rooms, a bodyguard comes out and he motions out this a young woman. She's probably about 26, frizzy hair. She's wearing a purple jacket and purple pants, like a purple outfit. Her hair is colored with like some blue streaks. Her eyes are white, I would probably say. And she comes across, and so the client says, well, this is Miss Nami. She's our data specialist. So
I'm sorry, did you say Miss Nam?
Miss Nami.
Oh, hi, Miss Nami.
Yeah. She nods and she says, hi there. She speaks like with no accent at all. She speaks American. Even though she looks to be either Hawaiian or somewhere from the Pacific Rim. So she says hi there, and the client says, Miss Nami will handle the data transfer. Once you get her in close contact, once you get her within reach of Mr. Takashi, she'll handle all of that. Your job is just to get her in.
Oh, goddamn. All right. Let's in the truck. That's Nami. This here is Mikey. He's a good guy. Talks a little bit, but you know you'll be able to get a word in edgewise. And Frisky over here is a driver. Me? Well, I'm just a bum with a sniper rifle. Up on in. We got some studying to do. Gotta hit the library.
So the client nods. He nods to Nami and kind of waves off the bodyguard, and Nami goes up, comes across around the table to stand with you guys now. So as far as the client is concerned, she's like because he kind of views her as a tool, like a device, which is what she basically is. She has the neural interface with data. She's a hacker. So you guys are, yeah, exactly, that's it. Nami has joined your party. So that's exactly what happens there. And he just says to you, contact me when the job is done. And that's it. The initial negotiation.
So you got to burn it for a stock?
Absolutely. So you guys now have the freedom to do the prep work. This is the leg work. So you might see on Roll20 that there's a legwork clock, which means so the mission is set up into two phases: the preparation or legwork, where you guys do like research. You either get the things you need or get the information you need and put things in place. And then the second phase is the mission itself, where you actually make your move for this guy. So you guys now can plan, like, what do you need to do this? Like, what information would you need to find out? Or what equipment would you need to get? Also, there is a part where, you remember I mentioned that it's 3 times the investment. So you guys will be using your own resources to do this job. In the sense of like you'll be using your car, you'll be calling in favors, that kind of thing. To represent that, you wager either 1, 2, or 3 credits, and depending on how much you wager, that's how much you'll get back. In the sense of, if you wager 3, you'll get back 9. If you wager 2, you'll get back 6. If you wager 1, you'll get back 3. So you guys wager that amount, and that amount is deducted from what you have. You don't like count it anymore. So I assume you guys would wager like 2 or 3 each, or something like that.
What are we wagering? Where from?
From our credits, right?
Yeah, from your creds. You each start with 5 creds. There is one thing you need to know though, is that for each person who wagers 3 cred, the clocks go up. Meaning,
I don't understand what the clock even means.
the clock is like a ticking time bomb, is probably the best way to put it. You have until the clock strikes midnight to complete this mission. If the clock strikes midnight, then the mission fails. Like that's the end of it. It fades. The screen fades to black, and you know, an epilogue comes up on the screen saying, "Well, you guys were discovered days later in several locations."
So if all 3 of us did 3, we would lose 3 hours.
Yeah, pretty much. But not from the same clock. It's according to however much you bet. For simplicity, you guys can just bet 2, but you know, if you want to go for gusto, you can bet 3.
Right. Let me try to get this straight. According to the thing you just put out, the job pays well. It means we get 3 times the amount we get paid.
Yeah.
But it also means that it's the time to complete the mission is short.
No, the time to complete the mission gets shorter the more you invest.
Just your
Right.
base wager.
Okay. So if we all put in 5, then that would be 15. So that would be make it shorter than say if we all put in 3.
Yeah, well, there is a limit.
But we can't. Yeah, but we can't put in 5, Mike.
Yeah.
3 is the top number.
Yeah, 3 is the
At
top.
3 is where the clock ticks.
Yeah,
Okay. So if we were to get one of the other ones, like gear and stuff like that, it wouldn't make the job harder. It would make the job easier.
it would not affect this ticking.
Right, but we wouldn't start with a shorter time frame to work in.
The only
Oh no! Wait, Mike, hold on. Me picking the job pays more has nothing to do with the difficulty of the clock. We always would have had to invest 1, 2, or 3 credits. The difference is, if I would have picked to paid well, we would only got paid twice our investment. So that would have been 2 times 3 instead of 3 times 3, which it is now.
correct.
Okay, I didn't realize that part. Okay, so we have to figure out what we need in order to capture this guy and put him in contact with Nami. Is that right?
Yeah, so you need to get Nami to him. And
Right.
the yeah, so he doesn't come down to street level. The only places he is at is he's in 37 Broadway, that's where the data backup is, or 57 Broadway. That's where Solaris Engine, that's where the original data is. The real-time data.
So this car, this is not a subway or a train of some sort?
Think of it as an elevated train.
It's a ribbon in the sky.
Yeah,
What the fuck is an elevator train? Those are two things that do not go together.
an elevated train.
Yeah, it's a vertical road, Mike. Are you familiar with the layout of Coruscant?
No.
Are you familiar with whatever game might have had an upper city and a lower city? Okay, well anyway, it's an upper city and a lower city.
Okay. And it's just
So let's take a-
transport between the two cities.
No,
Yeah.
it is like. Do you guys remember in Minority Report there were cars that drove on the sides of buildings?
No, I didn't watch Minority Report.
That would have helped. So the side of a building, cars can go down the street along the sides of buildings.
Okay. So is it a car or is it a group of cars linked together like a train or is it like a pod? Like what are we dealing with?
Yeah, it's like a pod.
Is it a one-person pod or a multi-person pod?
One person. Like rich people don't really share cabs.
Okay.
But it's luxurious enough that if you get to this car, you can break into it and she can go in there and have her way with him.
Crazy.
Does she has to get away safely though too, right?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, the way I see it, if we just stick her in one of those cars with a guy, then she's just stuck, sitting duck on the middle of one of those cars, and there's no way to get her back. We come back on the other side, she's SpaghettiOs.
Right. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm talking out of character too, by the way.
Oh, damn.
Sorry. I don't usually. I'm just talking through it in my head. By the sounds of it, we're going to have to be where he's going to be, catching him in the car in a one-person car. And you're right, like her popping out wherever with who knows who in front of her is not going to do well.
All right, let me lay this one on you guys, see how you feel. Do we believe that they have the same, we probably got some uniforms there, right? Some wage slaves, some regular old bellhop uniforms.
I don't have any of those. No. Or sorry, no.
No. I'm just saying that's what these clowns wear, right?
Who?
Oh, never mind. I was saying that Piper believes that there's a chance that there are some people who wear regular uniforms that nobody pays attention to that might be able to move back and forth through this place.
Okay.
Sounds like security.
That's what I was thinking too. Now, it doesn't have to be security though.
Yeah, like I said, it could also be like bellhops. It could just be like people saying like, "Here's your suitcase, Mr. Franklin. Enjoy your trip." Or people who go and pour drinks, from bellhops to bartender, any of the faceless masses that people with this level of money might not pay attention to. They see a uniform and expect this uniform to give them something.
So, I could have heard wrong, but it sounds like this guy drives the Broadway before hitching a disc car up to the Heights. Is that correct?
Sorry? That this guy drives the Broadway?
The Broadway before hitching a disc car up to the Heights.
No, he does not drive the Broadway, but the disc car, the vertical highway, does intersect the Broadway at different points. For those who do want to go down to the lower to the ground, and so on. So there's like off ramps and on ramps. So you would definitely know, especially since you're the driver, you would know points at which you have access to the disc car highway.
Do we know what his schedule is from when he leaves his house in the morning to where he goes and gets to the thing and gets back?
Alright, so that's kind of like one of the things that you would do for prep. So there are ways to try and get that information, and
I think that's the information we need before we start anything.
so there are a couple ways you can do this. Now you do know that he will be doing this today and also tomorrow. So one way you can go about this is you can observe him today and then act tomorrow. Or another way you can do is try to somehow get information about the disc car schedule and see which one picks him up at what time and so on. So now you do have a hacker with you, Nami, so you can ask her to do that, and she can probably hack into the disc car routing network and see like what the assignments for the disc cars are.
So a disc car has a driver?
No, it's automated. They're like smart cars.
It's all on schedule. I vote we have her hack it and try to figure that out and then bounce about one of these intercepts.
Yeah, I don't mind her hacking in. Obviously, more information the better. But I want to try to trap this asshole, see which way he goes, see which way he moves. Maybe get an eye for what his security is before we just go in there gun blazing, at us.
The single person car that goes up. If we can bounce him while he's alone on one of these little interception points, he's going to be a fucking lone duck.
But we have to do it without anybody else seeing.
Not necessarily. We can get more heat, but if we derail his ass while he's alone and then nab him, we're done.
Good point.
Where are we going to take him?
We can drive around in my car until whatever the fuck Nami needs before it's done.
Okay, how long does she need?
Nami, how long do you need?
To do the transfer, probably about 20 minutes. And she shows you like she has a transfer drive that's specifically built for this. It's high capacity and high speed.
God damn, 20 minutes. Good thing you suggest what you did there, Driscoll. We certainly can't be stuck on that little freight train for 20 minutes.
No, but we can derail him and I can dodge the authorities for 20 minutes.
That sounds better.
Does he have to be alive at the end of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does actually have to be alive because the neural interface with data storage it's not an actual, it's not like a flash drive in that it does not have the storage capacity. It turns your brain into the storage capacity. So if the brain dies, then the data dies.
So we still got to get this guy back onto one of the cars after we do our download.
But he has to not remember what happened.
She will tell you that he doesn't have access to the data. Like, he won't know what changes she has made. Because it's an inaccessible partition.
He will know that a bunch of guys grabbed him and threw him in the back of a car, and this chick was fucking with him for 20 minutes.
Yeah, but it's Friday night. That type of thing happens.
Plus, like, what would happen is they would most likely think that she was there to steal the data he has rather than infect it.
Okay. Alright, well, let's do it then.
Alright, hold on a second. So, Nami, you come down here. Hook up with us, bunch of nobodies. Go and try to download some information. Do you have any idea what you're uploading? I'm not asking you to tell us, I'm just asking if you know.
She says that what she has was the result of another mission. There was a mission to get what she has, and now this is the mission to get it where it needs to be. And then there may be some other step later on. There is some overall grand mission, grand operation in motion that this is just a part of. So she doesn't know the overall the overall intentions.
All right, that's fair enough. So at this point, since it's still the beginning of the mission, I'd like to roll it all fits together.
Yeah, that's cool. So let's do. So you guys want the schedule? Did you decide to have Nami have to find it, or were you going to like observe him first?
No, just let her do it because she can do it without us moving around anywhere.
All right, no problem. So one of
my
you,
thought anyway.
yeah. So one of you can roll research. Yeah, research. Assess is used when you are observing the character, when you are performing surveillance and looking at things for yourself. Research is when you are pulling information from an information source.
I have 0 for research.
Who has Piper? You said you had a thing. When it all comes together, does that help with research?
Yeah, but unfortunately, everything I have is the exact opposite of what the group wants to do. My things require me to actually look at people.
Oh, I see what you mean. Let me just take a look at it 1 second. It might apply. Piper. I for detail. Alright, I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, I have ear to the ground, and I already put it all fits together into roll 20. I'll put ear to the ground up there for you as well.
Oh, great, thanks. Let me take a look at that. Alright, go ahead and roll that, and we'll see if we can get you anything out of it.
Yeah, that's a swing and a miss.
Well, yeah, just barely. I'd say Nami can get you a 1 there. Because you would probably just be talking to her. Since these moves are moves that you need to use with people. So this whole conversation that you had with her just now in terms of what she can do, what is the nature of the data, that kind of thing. in that conversation was where you would use these moves and try to get more information from him. So I'll take it as a 7. You do get the schedule for the Disca. She's able to hack in and get like she can track the history of it, and she can show you, well, every day at this particular time a car is sent to this location, and so on and so on. So you know where he's being picked up, you know when he's being picked up. She can, I suppose with a better roll she would have been able to target for you, but you guys know when it will be getting there, so you don't need to like track it or anything. What else can I give you?
We know what the guy looks like, right?
Yes, you would know what the guy looks like.
So, is she done hacking? Is that the information we're going to get from that?
Yeah, so you know the time where he's being picked up, and so you can predict when he will be leaving the building and getting onto the car and that kind of thing.
Okay. I have this ability.
Oh, good.
So, if we're going to follow him and track his location and stuff like that the first day, and then make the move the next day.
So, like, an idea of how to use this would be to infiltrate the loading or offloading room where people get onto the Discars or get off of them. There would be security there, but you can use this move to try and infiltrate.
I would like to infiltrate the security and try to find a way to somehow pose a security when he gets there, to maybe keep an eye on him, but also if we can get him into a separate room without him saying anything or making any noise, instead of throwing him in the back of a car and driving around, that might be easier to do if it looks like I'm got some authority.
That is true. As far as you know, the only time he's really alone is in the Disca or in his apartment. The apartment is going to be hard to get into because there are levels of security you'll need to go through. If you want to get to the Disca port, the Disca station, entry point, you can go to one of your contacts and get the uniforms and passcode for that security team, and then just blend in there.
Okay, I also have covert entry, if that helps a lot.
Your area alone. Roll cool. Filtration and security measuring. Right, yeah, so that's good. So like they can send you in to infiltrate the Disca loading area, boarding area. That's what I was looking for.
Or whatever you guys think.
Yeah.
Well, what's this guy eat?
He probably eats. Yeah, I assume he would eat. Like, he's not completely robotic, but like I said, he doesn't come down to the ground level to eat.
Yeah, but does he get food delivered to him?
They have like chefs and kitchens and stuff that cater higher up in the building. So like the food still wouldn't come from the floor, so to speak. You guys can probably go the route of getting into the kitchen on the lower floor. So like if they are on the, like if he is on the 50th floor, like there will probably be a kitchen down on like floor 25 that caters to the upper floors.
But the problem is I can't put 2 people in. I can only get 2. I can only get me in.
Yeah, but one of the chefs happens to have a quitting time. I can meet him in the bar and get chummy with him.
You can declare him as a contact, actually. You can say, so once per mission, you can use a move called Declare Contact, which is basically, you tell me that there is this person that you have met before, that you know, that that you can get a favor from, or that you can ask something of. So declare contact. Let me just copy paste that for you, but that's basically what it says.
So, call me crazy, but why do we have to choose one of these if we can do several at the same time?
Yeah, I was never thinking of. Yeah, as I was saying, we come at them from 3 different ways, or at least have that whole contingency plan thing going on. That way, one of them breaks, we got another one, then we got another one, and then at the end of the day, as usual, we shoot our way out.
Jesus.
So, if Mike can pose as security on the upper floor, assuming he can do that, if I do try to ram his little car off the track and abduct him, if I fail, there's going to be that security response that are going to try to get him to, I'm assuming, some kind of safe room.
Yeah.
I shoot away, and that's where Mike could usher him somewhere else.
Yeah. Even the safe room itself could be, if we can put her in the safe room, have a panic attack or some sort of an attack, have him brought to the safe room, we're fucking golden.
Have a panic attack. I like that.
Panic attack is not what I thought. I meant like start a panic, or you know what I mean, something like that.
No, as a matter of fact, now what you think about it, I can get this guy a tummy ache.
Yeah.
Right, but a tummy ache, I don't think is going to put him in a safe room.
No, the tummy ache would probably take him to a hospital. But there are uses for having contact with the chef. So, like, the chef could probably get Mike to a point where he can come out a side door and just be up. So the chef can get Mike up to the 50th floor, like show him where the service entry is, that kind of thing. And then once Mike is up there, he'll use his skills to blend into the crowd up there. Ben, you could create a diversion on the highway so that they say, well, there's some kind of terrorist attack. So instead of letting him go on the car, they take him to the safe room or something.
That might be better. Or here's another thought, and I don't know if this could happen, but if we can acquire an ambulance within that time, we could do that, get him sick, put Ben as the driver, and then we'd be just as good. But I don't know if we can get an ambulance or not.
That's also something to think about.
I kind of like that idea the best. Combines the stomach ache or whatever we do to his food to F him up with Ben's driving and your face work.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. So, like, what would you need? So, a lot of what you get in this game, like, if you need to get something, you need to get an ambulance, or you need to get a certain piece of equipment, or you need to get a hacker, or something. You get it through contacts. You say, well, I know this person who I can go to get this from. That's what the declare contact move is for. So you guys can decide what you need, and then tell me who you go to get it.
Alright, so I'm still going to go to the chef, and I'm going to go for Uncle.
Nice.
Okay.
So like, I could probably suggest that, you know that this chef, he works on the 25th floor and serves the 26 and up. But he gets a lot of his ingredients from the ground floor. Because, like, yeah, of course, they'll fly in some stuff for him to use. But the recipes he uses, he knows where to get the exact herbs and stuff that he uses in his stuff, which is why he's such a good. So he does go down to the ground floor level, and you will know that he's at the market at this time or something.
Alright, that's good.
So I assume that you probably go down to the market and you see him in the crowd, that kind of thing. So like you heal him out, or does he recognize you? Like, what's the relationship?
Well, I'm his nephew. I mean, you know, I'm a little annoying, but I think he still likes me enough to at least have a conversation with me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think like the first thing he does when he sees you is that, you know, he hails you and he asks you if you've been eating alright.
Hey, Unc.
Say, you sure? Told you stay away from fish on Tuesdays. It's bad for your back.
Hey, I stay away from the stuff altogether. I'm on a liquid diet.
Ah, I've heard of those. No taste. What have you been up to?
You know, here and there. Kind of a bit of a bug up my butt, Unc. There's this guy. I don't know. I think he sleeps in the building you work in.
Oh, you mean one of those higher ups?
Yeah. This guy, I don't know. I heard he was. How do I say this? I hear that this guy has had some issues. You know, calling the food ground floor food.
There is a guy like that. He's up on 49, I think, which is the guy that you guys are after. Homanura, something like your uncle thinks that Homamur is his surname, so he calls him that instead, which is really rude, but that's like, you know, its own thing myself. So yeah.
Yeah, this guy. So, look, I know you want to go ahead and you want to move upstairs, and you're going to. But this clown, I don't know. He's saying that this food ain't spicy enough. Now, I know you know where to find a couple of the little ghost peppers, or, you know, some of them high, what else he said, capsaicin shit? Yeah, I know you know how to find some of that, get it together. Why don't you go and get this guy a nice spicy meal?
And he says, "Oh, that's right. I haven't been able to cook one of those in a while. It's always been so, you know, they eat such bland food up there. It would be nice to do that." Alright, so what you can do is you can roll hit the street, which is your roll style. And that determines like how successful you are in, like what you get from this interaction.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, sometimes that's not always what you want to get from the interaction. Alright, so let me see. I think what's gonna happen is that it's gonna cost you the extra, and well, obviously your request is gonna take some time to put together because he's gonna have to get the herbs and then go back up and cook it. So that's like taken for granted. So he does tell you that the reason why he hasn't been able to do it is that he hasn't been able to afford the capsaicin, the natural capsaicin that he needs for that kind of thing. He has heard, like he says in an offhand manner that he has heard that these people are scared of capsaicin, but he doesn't know why. Because you know, it's good food, and you know, it'll make a man out of you, put hair on your chest and that kind of thing. So he's aware that they're afraid of it, but he doesn't realize that it will in fact actually make them sick. But he can't afford it. So he asks you if you have 2 credits to spare for him to purchase it.
Sure. Yeah. I can do it.
All right. The other thing that happens is because it's a 6, what fails do is
It's a 5.
Yeah, it advances the clock. So when a clock advances, that means heat is on you. So like for instance, when I advance the legwork clock, it means that people heard you talking about this guy in the market, and as you miss more and more, the legwork clock advances more and more until finally the security team is hearing rumors that someone is coming after this guy, and they'll start to tighten security. At a certain point, they'll know exactly who is coming after this guy, so they'll know you guys, and they'll be actively looking for you. And when it reaches midnight, as I say, that's when they make their hard moves. They actually actively do some really terrible stuff to you. But for now, it's just the 1 tick. So the legwork clock goes up to by the 1st notch, and the clock still has 5 more notches left on it.
Alright, boys, it cost me 2 credits. It didn't go as smooth as I hoped. Hope you guys are having better luck with that bus.
Can the hacker intercept his ambulance call?
Yes, she can actually. Alright, so let's look at Driscoll first, because Driscoll had a really good idea there to just kit out his vehicle with the proper trappings. So Driscoll, do you know, right, so you said you know a guy who works at a shop where you can get this done, like a metal shop or an auto shop or something, yeah. So describe to me how you contact this guy, or how you go to this guy.
So, I figured this is probably something from his old crew.
Nice.
And that's not necessarily a good thing, but this is probably one of the only contacts he's got left with them that's still on good terms.
That's an oddly consistent theme for drivers. I have a driver in my other game, and it's the same thing with him.
It's probably because of this. Rejected.
Yeah.
So these guys are notoriously nasty. They're always running some front, stereotypical chop shops, but it's definite gang affiliate kind of thing going on.
Nice. All right, so you go to the junk shop. You would know where it is, that kind of thing. What's the guy's name?
Let's say Mac.
Right, yeah. So Mac is working in the back. You can see he's trying to chop an engine block in half because the cylinder 7 and cylinder 8 are blown, and he's trying to make it into a 6-cylinder.
Well, duh, he's the kind of jackass who's just gonna pull up and honk.
Yeah, like you are honking loud, and this guy is in the middle of sparks flying, that kind of thing, and he jumps and rips off the mask and almost blinds himself with the sparks from the grinder. He finally comes to his senses and powers everything off, and he says, "What the fuck is wrong with you, man?"
Just gonna slowly roll down my window and wait.
And he says, "Driscoll, what are you, nuts? What are you doing here? You know those guys are looking for you, right?"
Yeah, listen, I need something from you.
Ah, come on, man. Like, what do you want? Make it quick.
I got the money, but I need new paints and light.
Paints and lights? You mean like bubble lights?
I mean, like, if I need to make this wagon here look like an ambulance, how much you gonna run me?
All right, excellent. So you would roll hit the streets to see how well this goes.
And that is edge, right?
Nope, that's style.
Style.
I thought I had something for that in my car. Maybe that's a different skill. That is the skill I didn't take. Damn it. Okay.
Because we kind of rushed into this, I didn't get the time, especially tonight, we are kind of on a clock here. So I didn't get the time to go over like a lot of, what the things mean in the game and that kind of thing. So, at the moment, I am aware that you guys are pretty much just winging it.
Well, that is an 8.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. So let me see here. So you get to choose 2 from that list for Hit the Streets. You can choose to have it cost a little extra, or you can choose that he wants you to do a favor for him first. I don't think you guys have the time for a favor, that's the thing. So choose 2 from the first 3, and let's see what he wants.
I'm gonna say it's gonna cost extra, because it's gonna come down on him.
Yeah.
And they're gonna know about it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's why.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, so the Lego clock will advance because, as you know, attract unwanted attention. Like, you guys are kind of making some noise going about this preparation, and people are starting to take notice. So that's what the clocks generally represent, the amount of heat that is on you. And going to cost you extra, so he's going to charge you 3 credit for this. But yeah, you will, of course, definitely have everything you need to make a very convincing high-level ambulance.
Alright.
Alright, so he throws in some stuff too, like he gives you like the proper bolts you need, that kind of thing, so that it'll work. And he does have a suspension unit that the ambulances use to go on the vertical ribbon. So you are set. You have an ambulance that can go on the vertical highway.
I want to change what I want to do. I want to say I have a contact in like a large scale industrial cleaning laundry facility.
Yeah.
And he's going to be my guy who gets me uniforms.
Oh, right, yeah, cool, that's good. So tell me about him, like tell me where you go to meet him, or do you call him up or something?
I guess I just go and meet him there, you know what I mean? Like I go out in the smoking area and wait for him or something like that. And I just say, we're old friends. We don't talk anymore because I'm all fucking sketchy, but he still comes through for me. And I just say, I need fucking 2 uniforms. I need, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 ambulance uniforms and 1. Am I going in and delivering the food? Is that the idea?
No, I think what's gonna happen is that Mike's uncle, Onyx's uncle, will send the food up. So he'll get sick. That'll happen. You don't even have to like actually worry about doing it yourself, because honestly, Piper, that was a very smart move, because it means that you guys don't have to infiltrate the building, which would have been a lot of trouble for you guys. So all you guys really have to do is to kind of be a convincing ambulance crew.
Okay, so yeah, I want to get the uniforms, and if I can, I want to try to hang out with the security crew for where he lives and infiltrate, that. Get some information and shit that I might need. Help us get him from his room into the ambulance.
Oh, okay, alright, cool. That can be done without having one of them as a contact. So we'll look at that part in a second, because that'll be like assess. That'll be like surveillance or something.
Mike, if you want, I have ear to the ground,
Yeah.
which can help you with that role.
That is true. That is actually something that Piper is very well suited for. So you could probably just let Piper know that that's the kind of information that you guys would need, and Piper would be on it.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do that.
So we're gonna go out for drinks.
Yeah. So for now, let's do the uniforms and so on that he wanted. So he meets with this guy at the laundromat. It's like he like Mike. I imagine Mike coming in like pretending to just need a shirt dry clean or something. But the guy sees Mike and the guy knows that Mike wants something. So the guy just kind of like shrugs, and then you see the guy go to the back. And then Mike also leaves the building and walks around to the back of the building, and the guy is there leaning up against a dumpster smoking a cigarette, and it's like, what is it now, Mike?
Uniforms. I need 4 ambulance. 1 supervisory security.
He says,
oh wait, I'm not doing the security thing, am I?
yeah, you probably wouldn't need it. So he says, well, yeah, we got some of that coming in. Those guys don't last very long without, the uniforms don't stay white. There's always a lot of blood on them after a while. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, or one of these days you'll be needing a body bag instead of a uniform.
I'm too good.
He nods. Okay, so give me the roll to let's see what he makes of this request.
That's the cool.
That's style to hit the streets.
Oh, okay. What's forward?
Forward is 0. Forward is if you had like a bonus to it. So like a +1, then you would put it in there.
Okay. So I got 7.
Okay, by the skin of your teeth. This guy he's always gruff with you, but he's one of those guys that he'll never give you a hug or anything, but he doesn't want you to die. So eventually,
yeah, right. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, so eventually he does kind of like grit his teeth, and it's like, damn it. Alright, and he does tell you, alright, we have some costumes, some outfits in there. From the 7 to 9, you can choose one of those, Mike. I don't know if you see it in the Discord. You can choose whether you want it to cost extra or whether you want it to take some time.
If the request is going to take some time to put together, can that happen like just before the thing goes off?
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
So if you want it to be that one, that's great. The uniforms will cost you 2 cred, which is reasonable.
Yeah.
And he says, well, he's on shift. He'll make sure you get it. He'll buzz you as soon as the ones that they're expecting, as soon as they come in, he'll buzz you.
I'll be there.
Alright, and he says, keep your head down. And he just, he throws his cigarette down and goes back in the building.
Thanks. And then, yeah, I go back and tell the guys.
Excellent. So you will have to tell Piper like exactly what kind of information you want him to pick up for you.
Why don't you come and join me, Mikey? I'm having a drink with a couple of your security buddies. Maybe you can put your ear out and see what you want to hear.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. So we'll do it like as a team.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah.
You down, Driz?
I think that's a yes.
All right, Navi. Now, I know it looks like 3 sketchy guys are asking to take you out for drinks on the tap. But, you down?
She nods and she says, yeah, I can knock him back with the best of you guys. It's like, she's ready to start lining up tequila shots and that kind of thing. Not tequila, what does she drink? She drinks gin.
Gin, god damn it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if they serve that. No, I don't know if they serve apple teas over here, darling. but try not to get too hammered.
Yeah. So so you guys find there's a bar that's really close to the building. So you guys would know that this is the bar that the security would go to when they hit the off hours. And there's a table of them, and they're laughing and talking, and they're obviously drunk. So you guys can easily pick up, like, when they let things loose, because the first thing they do when they come off with the job is talk about the job. People love talking about their jobs. I don't know, it's like a thing.
It drives everybody else crazy that doesn't work with them.
Yeah, exactly. And these guys kind of, like, nobody touches them because, one, they're security, so they're kind of tough. But other than that, they spend money. And people don't have a lot of money on the ground floor. So when you do have money to go around, you can be the obnoxious person at the bar and nobody will throw you out. So,
Okay.
yeah, so go ahead, Piper, let's see what you can pick up.
What's the security company called?
Let's call them Wolfram and Hart.
Sure. Oh, holy snap! You guys are Wolfram and Hart?
And he says,
Jesus.
He says, "Hell yeah, bro!" And she shows you his tattoo, and the tattoo is like a feral wolf with a heart in its jaws.
You won't believe it. You guys, let me tell you, I actually just got shit canned from the place I was working at just because I was telling how awesome you guys were. Dang that Angel Link, Angel Investigations, kicking me right out just because I have to never tell the truth about you guys. Can't stand to hear the truth? Send me right out on my butt. Gotta tell you, it's a pleasure to get fired for talking to guys like you who tell it like it is and do it like it's supposed to be done.
Like a couple of the guys are really like they're really like what you're coming across with, because they're that type. It's like nobody's good as us, and they like hearing their own praise being shouted, that kind of thing. So like they invite you down and they pour you a drink, that kind of thing.
Oh, this is my friend Mikey. This is my friend Christy. This is a lady friend over here. First off, thank you for letting us drink with you. But man, it is so annoying. We did some bodyguard work for some of those rich pricks, and you know how it is. It's like you want us to protect you, you want us to keep your butt safe, but all the time it's like, oh, why don't you go feed that one? Oh, isn't that puppy cute? Oh, always stepping on our toes so we can't even do our damn job. You guys got anybody like that?
The one who's been quiet, he knocks his fist on the table and he's like, damn right, we got one like that. We just finished dealing with his ass today, and it's like, we can't even say anything to this guy, because, well, you know what happens if we do that, but Jesus, all I want to do is, and he kind of goes into a rant. So, like, give me a roll and let's see what beans he spills.
All right. I don't know if it actually says what we're supposed to roll for that. It says, oh shit.
I think it was cool.
No. It just said.
Oh, you may research to gather information. Okay, so what it means is that you roll research, which I don't know if you have it in the Discord. You'll see that it's there. It is mind, I think. Let me just check for you.
Yeah, find out if they're working during the heist. That way, if they're not, we can ask them a lot more.
Oh yeah, you can. Oh, you guys can talk too. All of us can talk.
Yeah, everyone can.
And I'm just gathering information from what's said. Everybody's allowed to talk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you roll mind. Mind is what you roll when you're doing research. Basically, what that skill allows you to do, Piper, is it allows you to roll research in ways that others cannot. Like, they can't just walk up and talk to someone and roll research for that. They would have to actually, like, go to a library and kind of, be a little bit more subtle. Yeah. All right, and you did well. So, the research questions, if you can see them there in the Discord, you get to choose from that. But even if you want to know something that's not on it, just remind me what it is you want to know, because you would probably pretty much find out whatever you need to know. Take intel.
All right, Mike. You know what you wanted to really know, right? Or Ben?
What's that?
I get one of the research questions. I'm gonna let you guys choose which one.
Okay.
So it sounds like what you were asking would be like, how secure is the guy's level?
I want to know what they do in the case of an ambulance call.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So you would do that. So you would get that information. So that is one of the security protocols, in that if the client that they are protecting needs medical attention, there is a friend or foe recognition system that lets them know that it's an authorized ambulance that arrives to take this guy away, and you need the code for the ambulance to register as legitimate. However, you do realize, Piper, that one of the things you get there on the 7 to 9 says take intel. So you can say that the intel is the code. That's
obviously what I'm going to say.
Yeah. So intel, that's what intel is, and that's how you use intel. You say, well, this intel represents this bit of information. So you guys have the code, and you know that that's the main security measure for when the client needs medical attention. The rest of it is pretty standard, which is they do the check to make sure he's not like faking or something, and they call it in to dispatch, but the hacker will probably intercept that call, and ambulance is sent, and so on and so forth, and the front of is checked. So you guys have pretty much what you need there. Anything else you guys want to ask these guys, or we can go ahead to the actual mission phase, where it is you put all of this into action, or is there anything else you need to get?
I think need to get something to keep that guy quiet. Whether that's knockout gas, or you know what I mean, or fucking a ball gag or something, but
do it, because you're going to be in an ambulance, right? The only thing I'm more concerned with if the security arrives with us, incapacitating them.
Oh, okay. That is a good question. That is a good thought you guys have. But because of time constraints, I'm going to say that won't be a concern.
Okay, I mean, I could switch to the phone.
Yeah. I think what will happen here is that it's not an ordinary ambulance that comes for these guys. It's ambulances that are security cleared and that are trained to kind of not receive any information that a person in pain or on drugs would spill. So in a situation where you have this high-level person in an ambulance under the influence of drugs and so on, you don't want anybody like security in the ambulance who can hear confidential information.
Right. Okay, so no security then.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Chris, anything you got before we roll out?
I think we got it all covered.
Nice, good. So the legwork is done, so the legwork clock will not advance anymore. We are now on the mission clock. So the mission clock right now does not have any ticks on it. So as long as you guys roll well, things will go as planned. So let's see how this goes. The time arrives, and it's like lunchtime. Where, sorry, my hand came off of the thing. So the time arrives, and your uncle does send up this dish, and he sends it up really dressed well. It's like the phrase that comes to my mind is a taste of the islands, because that's kind of one of the ways we market our cuisine. So let's say your uncle says something similar in that he puts it together lovingly as a dish that's a special occasion kind of dish, you know, a taste of the Pacific or something, and he sends it up to this guy, and this guy, you know, eats it up, and like 5 minutes after, he immediately starts to feel something happening, and then before you know it, yeah, exactly, it's the call comes in. The call goes out that he needs medical attention. So what we're going to do is, the first thing is, we're going to have one of you roll to act under pressure, because this is a kind of sensitive thing. You guys need to intercept that call. So 1 second, I think it's Edge.
Both Ben and I. Oh, it's cool. You.
Cool, yeah, correct.
I can roll cool plus my curse power, since I'm jacked in.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine I wouldn't be expecting this.
Yeah, well, jacked in means you're using your vehicle. So what I assume that would mean is that your ambulance is also kitted out with the ambulance broadcast equipment. So that will kind of help you. You have the equipment that she needs to make the call. So because of that, your vehicle does help your role, so you are allowed to use the jack-in role.
Sweet. So that's 2 forward because of my car.
Sorry about thing needed my earphones.
Ooh, 13.
Yowza! So
Cool
she
cucumber.
So she does her thing, and you see her she's doing 2 things at once. She's physically interacting with the equipment in your van, pressing buttons and so on the transponder, but her other hand is just like waving in the air and pressing buttons in the air, because she's also plugged into the matrix and doing her thing as well, helping you routing along, and you guys capture the call no problem. And she knows the lingo, because in the matrix, like in a second browser tab, she has the communication codes for the National Health Service or whatever. So she's able to tell them, well, yes, she's able to ask the correct questions, which is an important thing, because they kind of expect that when you call 911, they'll ask what's the nature of the emergency, that kind of thing. She does that really well, and goes through checklist, blah blah blah, and then she says, well, all right, sending an ambulance on the way. Friend of foe code, so and so. Be there in 10 minutes. So that part goes really well. So all you have to do, you just wait a couple minutes, and you make your way onto the river, and I assume, and pull up to 37 and Broadway.
Have a good night.
And all of you are in the van, right?
Down by the river, hell yeah.
Nice. Alright, Driscoll, so describe it to me. You pull up, do you pull up like lights streaming and sirens or something? Like how does your van look after the transformation?
It still looks a little chunky because it is an armored vehicle. But yeah, he goes in, lights on, screeching tires, immediately bails out with the
stretcher.
What do you call it? Yeah, the stretcher.
Yeah. So and it does actually work in your favor, because as I have said, this is not an ordinary ambulance that comes for these guys. It's normally like armored vehicle, bulletproof glass, well protected, that kind of thing. So you do kind of fit in. So the security comes and they scan the code, but the code is yeah, the code is good to go. You guys have no worries with that, and they bring the guy out and ushers him into the thing.
Don't worry, Muhammad-san. We're going to take good care of you.
And yeah, he's cursing fluently in what is it, Cantonese, Mandarin. Yeah, he's cursing fluently in Mandarin.
I thought Anamura was a Japanese name. I should have called him San. I don't remember Chinese honorifics.
I don't either. I really don't. But I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because at this point he wouldn't hear the difference. Yeah. At this point, he's in a permanent bow. He's like keeled over, holding his stomach, and he gets in. And at first he kind of like looks around because the inside doesn't really look like an ambulance. Do you guys you guys are probably gonna have to like try to hurry him in or something.
I'll try to get him down on the stretcher and fit it in.
Alright, cool. So like what I would probably want that to be is give me like a fast talk, just so that we get a chance to use that role.
Is fast talk? Well, fast talk is also style. Everything's style. Why is everything fucking style?
It's okay. I have a 1 in style.
I have a 2 in style.
Oh, well, get the yapping.
Oh wait, no, I have a 1 in style. I have a 2 in cool. Sorry.
Exactly right. You you have one job.
But I'm not a talker.
Alright.
Well, all you gotta do is to Nurse Ratchet, lay down.
Yeah.
7, it works? Question mark.
I do believe
It
a 7 is a
does
hit.
But someone will find out. The clock will just go up a tick. That's all. But since since the clock is low, right now that's not a worry for you guys because you guys are almost halfway through this. To be honest, you guys are almost done. So, you do get him inside. Mike kind of like you guys say something to the security, but they kind of know that where they're not supposed to go because they don't want to risk getting their pay docked, that kind of thing. So they guys let you off, and you guys speed off, and she begins to do her work on him. She sedates him, which I think would also be covered by that rule. What she just needs to do now.
Wait, is the door closed?
I would have.
Is the door?
Is it?
Yeah, we've got him in. He's all suited up, sedated.
And we're moving, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Screeching.
All right, hold on, Nami. Before you start digging in this guy's brain, make sure you can't get backtracked. I'm not trying to tell you your job, but I've seen this shit blow up in her face before.
So she puts the jack in the back of her head and she says, oh yeah, don't worry, I know the drill. And you see the visor come down her head because she's doing the matrix part of it. So, well, you would notice, Onyx, that the matrix is like a whole separate thing. So she's going in to do her matrix run for it. So what I just want from you guys is just an act under pressure to see like if she encounters any kind of problem.
Is that Edge?
I think it is.
Because I don't have to,
Cool, it's cool.
Fucking everything is... Oh, wait.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, I don't remember what I have on cool. Could you look at my figure to what I have on cool, Darren?
1 second. Piper?
You did a 1 on cool.
Yeah. But someone can help here. And this is where the thing comes in about links. So, how you guys
so I
will
got an
help?
8. That's not bad.
Yeah, so how we would do the help is that one of the others, either Mike or Driscoll, will roll to help or interfere. In this case, help. Now, so links, as I said, we're going to hand wave the links part. We didn't do that in character creation, so everybody gets 2 links. So you will be rolling +2.
Okay, so that puts me at 10.
Well, they would have to roll to find out how much of a boost you get.
Okay. So right now I'm at 8.
You're at 7.
Definitely say I have +1 on.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm at 7, and then
so
it's supposed to be the +1. Okay.
Yeah, that's 8. I was looking at the wrong thing, but yeah, it was 8. So yeah, okay.
Oh, right, nice. So Driscoll, just give me a roll there. I think it's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, so yeah, you're good. So she is able to make it. Especially with Driscoll monitoring the medic band, the EMT band, and like, but when they call in asking like what's going on, Driscoll is able to just say, well, we're en route 50 meters out, whatever. Like, you know, he's able to kind of buy her enough time to do this. It takes her a little longer than the 20 minutes that she said, but by about half an hour, she's good. And she jacks out, she pulls off the visor, pulls out, and she says, "It's done. We need to extract now."
So we dropping this clown off in an actual hospital, or we leave him to shit his pants?
Actually, that's a good idea. If you drop him off at an actual hospital, it will actually, they will not even know that anything went wrong, because you would basically be doing what the ambulance was supposed to be doing.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so you guys pull up. Give me one fast talk roll, because you guys have to kind of explain what you're doing here, because they never got an ambulance call. Remember, you guys intercepted it.
All right. My style is -1, so I'm clamming up.
I can get it again. I'll roll him out and I'll try to do the handshake. I don't know. Let's see. Nope. That's 6.
Mike,
Yeah,
you have
I
to
can
help him.
him with that.
Yeah,
So what do I have to press to do that?
Let me take a look. Let me take a look at how it is on the sheet. It's supposed to be links. So you would roll links. Yeah. Okay. So under links, you were supposed to click add, and you would have had Piper 2, Driscoll 2. So you do just in the chat itself, just type 2d6 plus 2.
Okay.
10 walk sign is on to cross pen. 10 walk sign is on to cross pen. 10 walk sign is on to cross pen.
10.
10? Wow, nice. Okay, yeah. So you guys get him in, and you do give his ident card, and you know, they bring out proper crash cards because it's this guy, and because this guy is rich and important. They drop everything. It's like doctors are leaving a trauma case that they're working on right in the air to come across and see about this guy with a tummy ache. That's the world that we live in now, in the sprawl. So that happens, and you guys are free to go, because nobody really takes notice of you when they have this guy to worry about. So you guys have completed the mission successfully.
Ain't that a thing,
Yeah.
boy? Ain't that a thing, boys? This guy gets the shits, and everybody in there loses their shit trying to help him out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know you guys might be upset, I didn't get to shoot anybody. You didn't get to speed. And you didn't get to stab anybody. Well, at least we're going to get paid. Hey, speaking of which, Nami, you got a crew?
She says that she is from... What is the name of this sprawl? If this sprawl is... Saguaro Sprawl, she's from like the next sprawl. So she does do business here. She does do work here sometimes, but she's not based here.
Tell you what, we ever need a decker, and hopefully our paths cross. Take a call.
Excellent. She says, and she's really like up for that because you guys covered her really well. It's like she didn't have security on her, that kind of thing. This was one of the easiest Matrix runs she has had.
Did it take?
Alright, so what you would do for me now is we will skip to... Yeah, we will skip to getting paid. So you guys would call the client up, and you guys meet him back at the same restaurant, and you know, again, this time when you reach, he has just finished eating, and a waitress is clearing up the plates, and you know, he shoos off, the waitress chases her away, and he says to you guys, how was it?
You know,
Lean and easy.
Nice old milk run, just like we said.
So he beckons with his fingers to Nami, and Nami goes around the table to his side, and the bodyguard leads her back into the room, and the door closes. It's like when you finish with a tool and you put the tool back in the box. It's kind of like that. So and he just says, "Well, that's very good to hear. From what I can tell," and he's looking at a printout, and he says, there's nothing on the bands, so like you guys apparently were really quiet. And he says, it's time you were rewarded for that. So, which one of you would like to roll getting paid? You roll plus the number of unfilled segments on the legwork clock, which means that you roll plus 4. So it's 2d6 plus 4.
Who wants to roll?
I guess I'll get it.
Yeah. Excellent. So you would choose from that. You choose one of those things, which is either you are paid in full, it's not a setup, the employer is identifiable, the meeting doesn't attract the attention of
Well, let's see. All of us have had a big roll to...
Yeah.
I think
Alright, I'm back.
cool.
Alright, cool.
And if it's a setup, we get to shoot somebody. So we win.
Absolutely. So you guys are all paid in full. Whatever amount you invested, you get back 3 times that. So the money is good, the credit is good. He swipes something on the data pad, and you guys get notifications in that your that the wire transfer has been approved. So it's done. Like, you guys have money. Now, you guys, he would shake your hand or whatever, and you guys would leave. But like, once you get outside, it would be like the security team from the bar would probably find you guys, because they would realize that something went down on their with that apartment. So that is probably what would happen here, since you chose that since you didn't choose that as another setup. However, it is 10 o'clock now, and I know that you guys had a time limit. So
no. That was when I had to get out of that place because it was closing. But the only difference is I just don't have any access to roll 20 at this point.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, these guys come at you guys come out of the restaurant. We'll just do it quickly then. You guys come out of the restaurant, and and you guys see these guys on the street who were in the bar drinking with you guys. Yeah, Mike. So this will be quick. And you guys just yeah, they are hungover and they are angry because they did eventually figure out that that wasn't a legitimate ambulance, and they are pissed that the ambulance had the friend or foe notification. They know it had to come from one of the security details. So these guys were hauled in on their off day, on their off hours. They were called back in and grilled for like 2 or 3 hours about who they spoke to and what they talked about, that kind of thing. So they are angry at you. This isn't a corporation, by the way. These are just these guys, and they come and you see them. They shout out "Oi!" and they start running on the street at you, and you see them draw their weapons. They are equipped with fletchet pistols, which deal 3 harm. So they are going to take some shots at you guys. So everybody roll the harm move. Oh, you have to get out and take it on the pool. Okay, yeah, cool. So tell me about that, Mike.
So what am I rolling? Just 2d6?
Yeah, it's you roll cool, so it's 2d6 plus cool.
Cool. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're good. 6, 7 to 9. You can go or stay, but you have to leave something behind, or take something with you. Do you want to leave something behind, or do you want to take something with you? Now, bear in mind, the only thing you can probably take with you is like one of you would get shot, because bullets are the only thing you can take. But
I mean, I would take or leave Ben's character, whichever is easier.
Let's say that you guys have to leave the let's say you have to leave the van, in the sense that the van is parked and you guys don't have time to go to the van, unlock the van, start the van, that kind of. You guys have to kind of run away into an alley. They don't know the van is related to you guys because you guys didn't go there with it. But well, direct New York. Okay, so you can remote control the van. So
yep, satellite RCM.
Right, good. So all you have to do is you guys duck into an alleyway and you just tell the van come around and meet you on the other side. And that's it.
Or weapons in the van?
Ben has remote control over his van.
No, I said, or weapons in the van?
I assume that you would never go to a meeting without being armed in some way.
Okay. Because I kind of want to shoot one of them with my sniper rifle.
Oh yeah, you can.
Just so they remember.
You absolutely.
Just so they remember.
So like, what would happen
is... It's not great to do that.
Yeah, no, it's not too late to do that, because what would happen is you guys run down an alley, and the van screeches around on the other end of the alley, and you guys get into the side door. It's like let's say it's the 18 van, and you guys open the side door and you get inside. But when you get inside, Piper, you kind of crouch to the floor and pick up your sniper rifle and aim it down the alley that you guys just ran up, and you see them coming up the alley at you, so you can take some shots at them.
Alright, what do I roll for that?
That is meat. Do you have any cyberware that lets you roll with synth instead?
I have some skill sauce, but I never actually selected any of them.
Oh, okay.
But I do have one in meat.
I think if you had if you had a neural interface, if you had a neural interface with targeting, with a targeting suite, that would allow you to roll with synth.
Well, yeah, my stuff is 0 anyway, and I have a 1 on meat, so
yeah, all right,
I'm
good.
perfectly happy to roll on meat.
Yeah, so give me 2 shots with meat.
So that's 2d6 plus 1 3 times.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Wow.
This is really terrible.
Oh, you just needed a space after the R. That's all. Ah, right.
Jeez, I killed somebody.
Yeah, like actually killed somebody. These guys weren't wearing armor. They were off duty. So, like, maybe not all. Like, he definitely is down and he definitely needs to go to a hospital. It's not like he can just go unconscious and then wake up later. It's like he needs his own ambulance now. Like, harm in this game is a serious thing. So he is down and his companions, they managed to like hit the ground to kind of get down. But like they have to see about him because he is bleeding out in the streets. No, that's...
And we are riding off into the sunset.
Yeah, you guys are off out of there. So you guys definitely made it away like scot-free basically. Like you guys didn't even get scratched. You guys
See, boys, it ain't so bad. See, boys, it ain't so bad. You got the speed, I got to shoot somebody, and Mikey, you got to use that golden tongue of yours.
Yeah. Oh, Mikey. So like that's kind of how the Sprawl goes in that it's mission based. So next session we would have another mission as well. So it's kind of episodic in that nature, and I do kind of like it because you can do so many different things. One session could be completely different from another session. You can do assassinations, infiltrations, you can do data claiming, all kinds of things. So it does kind of give you a lot of room to work, and I like the setting. So that is basically like a first look at the Sprawl.
Cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Thank you for this view of the Sprawl.
Nice. Excellent. Alright. So I hope you guys had a good time, and we're out.
All right, see you guys.